Welcome to another Texas Tech Baseball Report. I'm Jarret Johnson, and I'm joined by the mighty Joe Yeager. Mighty Joe, man, how you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. How you doing?
Good, man. It seems like everybody for Tech just keeps winning and winning, and that certainly goes for Texas Tech baseball, who have won 6 in a row. They dropped the opener, man, that I was at, that I covered, and then they've won 6 straight, and you and I have each covered some of that. Man, what are, just real quick, what are your overall thoughts about this Red Raider baseball team?
Well, the sky's not falling after all, huh? Maybe,
Right.
you know? I think with maybe the tail end of this 6-game winning streak, I mean, you saw a 19-point explosion, 19-run explosion against Kentucky, and then you turn around and you shut out New Mexico State.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a good sign there. I mean, you're seeing the bats and you're seeing some pitching emerge as well. So, I mean, that gives you hope right there. And I think that for the most part, this team has been pretty solid in the field. Not a whole lot of bungles and errors and things like that. So, you know, I mean, they're getting it together. They're putting all the pieces together. And, you know, I expect them to show pretty well out in Frisco.
Yeah, you know, the expectations are such that, like, you know, you mentioned they've been pretty good in the field. You know, I had some questions about the kind of like the middle infield for a while, the shortstop, right, and the second baseman, you know, Klein and Drew Baker were kind of kicking it around a little bit. I mean, for the high expectations, you know what I mean? Right. That's what you have to start realizing is like these expectations are so high for this number 3 ranked Texas Tech team that's been to the College World Series 3 in the last 5 years, that you have to kind of catch yourself being like, dude, they're human. They're kids. They're gonna make some mistakes. Right. But what's really come through for me, and you kind of touched on it, is just the overall depth. Whether it be starting pitching, I think they're starting to figure things out with catcher. Braxton Fulford, I think, is really like, to me, has emerged as like a guy, you know, like a dude behind the plate there. Their bullpen maybe even be better than what we thought coming into the season. And their bats, I mean, and they're all big, they're all fast in the field. They all have great arms. I mean, this team is loaded, and it's good to see after that opener, kind of what we all expected coming into it. Now they have another huge challenge coming up, Joe. In Frisco, the Frisco Classic. 3 games against 3 quality opponents. Well, starting with Nebraska, who, look, they're 3-5 on the season. Okay, but, well, they just got swept by Oregon State, who we all know is one of the powers in college baseball, the number 7 in the country right now. And then Texas Tech on Saturday will take on, one of the better teams in Mississippi State, 8-1 on the season, really good team. And then finally they'll wrap it with none other than Sam Houston State, who I believe is 5-3 right now, but we all are familiar with the Bearcats because they came in and upset the Red Raiders in, Tech's own regional a couple years ago. So we know what kind of program they have there. Just what are your thoughts about, first off, just the fact that Tadlock schedules these kind of opponents just back to back to back, and then what the Red Raiders will face this weekend, man?
Yeah, well, he's obviously confident that his team can handle anything you put in front of him, and why not? And obviously you play these sorts of games, even if you take a loss here and there. It's something that builds your resume and it strengthens your package there when the bids are being handed out and the seeds are being made and so forth. It's if you've got a program that can withstand that sort of competition, then I think it makes a lot of sense to schedule more difficult opponents. I'd like to see Chris Beard take a page out of that in the basketball a little bit. And I think they moved a little bit that direction. But
I think the problem with Beard, not to get off topic here, is that nobody wants to come to Lubbock and play here. You know what I mean? So they're going to have to do some kind of home and away deal with some of these bigger programs.
Yes. So, I like what they're doing there. Now, as to what they're facing there, these are 3 quality opponents, but I don't think they're anything that Texas Tech can't handle. I mean, I honestly believe Tech is going to go down there, and I think they're going to win all 3 games.
That was my next question.
I do. I mean, I think they'll take care of Nebraska. I think it may be one of those deals. And Mississippi State is kind of a mid-pack SEC team, which is pretty good, because the SEC is about as stout as it gets in just about everything, but certainly baseball. And then, that concluding one against Sam Houston could be about the toughest of the bunch. Yeah. So it may be one of those deals where you just keep on building up and building up and building up. But I like Tech's odds.
My thing with this 3 game is like, if you look at it, Nebraska's probably the team you're thinking, oh, that's one they probably should win. But man, if you look at who they, like I said before, who they've played and the amount of their run production, I mean, they're going to be able to score, more than likely against you, depending on who Tech throws out there. But yeah, I think they're going to win 2. I think they'll drop 1. And I can't tell you, gun to my head, probably Mississippi State, but maybe Sam Houston State. You know what I mean? That's going to be interesting to see how the Red Raiders do against Sam Houston State, given the recent history against them. So that's I'm looking forward to seeing how they play. Red Raider baseball, man. Like I said, expectations have never been higher, and they keep exceeding them. So great stuff from you, Mighty Joe, as always. Thank y'all for watching, and until next time.